Hi, it's Snorgle. Welcome back to Peaceful Minecraft. So, I found this treasure map. I'm not sure I'm headed the right direction. Wow, that's a deep thing. I'm not sure how to do this, so I may just end up not doing it, but we'll see. I'm in the right, like... wait, no, see, I think I'm headed the right direction. I think I am. I don't know, we'll see. Ooh, this looks like a big one. Yep, can we go around it? Yes, we can. So I think that these are, maybe these are hard to find. I don't know. We'll see. Wait. Oh, that's, okay, so the map is kind of moving? Am I moving? I'm so confused. I'm moving away from it? Because the map is clearly moving. Like, you can see the green stuff coming in there. I guess I'm headed the right direction? I guess I am. Okay. I've never done this before, and I kind of suck at it, so I apologize if you're screaming at me, Snorgle, you big dope. That's not how you do it. Look, I know, I'm an idiot. Okay, let's, ouch. Ooh, scary. Okay. Okay. So we are moving roughly in the right direction. It looks like it might be in some water. I'm moving in the right direction. I'm definitely headed in the right direction, so that's good, I guess. Ooh. So I guess we'll get in our boat and go there. Nope. Over here a little bit. Yeah, over here. Let's see. Come around here. This could be like right around here. Okay. Sure. I guess we just start digging stuff up. Sure, why not? Is it in the water? Is it? I don't know anything about this. I've made this absolutely complete environmental disaster, including accidentally trapping a turtle. But I think I found it right down there. So I don't know what's in there, but I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna build I've got a totally full inventory, so we're gonna take care of this. We're gonna offload some of this crap we don't need. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do this. And we're going to go with that. Put this here. Put that there. And glorm. There. How are we going to do this? Do this. And then set this down here. Okay. Now let's put some of the crap we don't need in here. We don't need that. How do I? What just happened? I double clicked it and something. Oh, it just went in there. Got it. Okay, got it. How do I feel like I should be able to like choose which ones I take out? No. Nope. Okay. This is going to take forever. Hold on. Give me some time. Okay. Did some cleaning up of the old inventory. Let's see what's in here. Hopefully something really cool. There we go. Let's see. Okay, we got a diamond. We got a bunch of iron, which we, of course, will use. Name tag, I don't care that much about. Chainmail. Heart of the Sea. I don't know what that is, but I will take it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. This is all crap that I don't need. Oh, wait, I need this. Okay, and we'll put Heart of the Sea in there too. I don't know what it does, but it doesn't matter. Okay, great. Well, that was exciting and horrifying. And how do you find it more accurately? I mean, I essentially just built this wall that was basically covered up every single bit of the X. And found it. But I think now we can just, here, to be symbolic. There you go. Nope, wrong one. Hold on. Let's go there. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and take a nap. Go to sleep for the night. That was exciting. So I don't know what all those things do, but I wanted to really find the treasure. I spent a solid half an hour doing that, but that's okay. Not really what this run is about, but I haven't found it before, and I really wanted to find it. So I'm sure somebody can tell me. There's probably a very prescriptive way, because people have this stuff figured out in Minecraft. I bet that there's a way that somebody who's really smart knows, oh yeah, you do this and you set your cursor right up on the map this way, and it's exactly where the treasure is. I'm sure that's the thing, but I couldn't find it in the short time I was making this video, so I'll do a little more research. If I run across it again, why not? Okay, let's go. So I got some aquamarine crystal or something like that. That seems interesting. Seems very interesting. But now, let's go back to our peaceful Minecraft ways. Back to kind of chilling out. Just relaxing and experiencing the world that is Minecraft. How many biomes can we see? What can we do? Maybe sometime we'll stop, but at this point I don't see a reason to, because it's so interesting to me to explore all the different stuff. See all the different animals and all the different, whoa, it's a big drop. See all the different animals, all the different biomes, but not just the different biomes, like how unique each biome is, even if it's the same type. Like there's such a consistency in the geography and the topography. It's just so utterly fascinating to me. It's really cool. I enjoy it. I'm enjoying this absolutely and immensely, just immensely. And even the treasure map thing, a little frustrating, but I enjoyed the adventure. That was cool. And figuring out which way I was going and noticed how the map worked, and that was just neat, you know? I think if I recall, I'm on Bedrock, but I think that on Java, I think there's some F keys you can hit that'll show you the direction you're headed. And I don't think that exists on Bedrock. Little differences like that I find interesting, and I wonder why they made those differences. I don't quite understand. Some I do. Like, I understand the difference because of, say, right click to bring your shield out versus what is it, shift, control, something like that. Like, I get that. Let's just swim across here. It's not that big of a deal. It's faster to do that than to break down the boat. It takes me so long to break down that stupid boat. I'm doing something wrong, clearly, but whatever. Anyway, we'll just keep heading. How are we doing on coal? We're fine on coal. We got a full stack. Now it's raining a little bit. With vibrant visuals now, we know what time of day it is when it's raining. It was so funny. I mentioned this before when I was first doing it. It's difficult to find the time of day before vibrant visuals. It's difficult to find the time of day when it was raining, and like, well, you'd have to know what time it is and blah blah blah. And I guess if you're really well acquainted, but I still am going to argue that it was very difficult to tell the time of day, because you could kind of, if you got really in tune to, there's a really subtle color shift that happens in the color of the light when the sun starts setting, and that's when I was able to sort of, maybe 75% of the time, look at that, like maybe, a village, cool, let's go over there. Like 75% of the time I might be able to do it, but it's so much easier now, and it just tells me too that I think I was on the right track with that. I do think it's interesting. Some people just have played it so much they don't quite understand when some things are maybe not the best user experience, because they're so used to playing it, and they've been playing it so long. I just think it's really interesting. Okay, here we go. In here? No. What about here? Hello. This is a good sized village. This is a big one. Anything in here? Nope. People have their animals all locked up. Oh, here we go. Excuse me. What do we got? I'll take these. Sure, why not? I'm not proud. Yeah, we got emeralds in there. Shove those in there. Am I going to do anything with them? Probably not. This is one of the bigger villages I've seen, though. I'm really interested in watching, like, how all the things are just so slightly different. Like, I really love the procedurally generated houses, and it's really cool because you can see similarities. We can also see how they are procedurally generated. It's really neat. I enjoy checking out these villages a lot. Like they're growing some beetroot. The baby kitty there. I don't see a golem around. They're almost always here though, so I don't know what the criteria for a golem to show up here is. I think you make them. Somebody was mentioning that to me the other day, that you make the golems. That's a nice house. Oh, that's not too bad too. We look at this one. I feel like we've looked at. Yeah, we've already looked at this one. That's right. He didn't have anything else of value. Wrong way. Right way. All right, let's get going. We've screwed around here long enough. Whoa. Okay. Uh-oh. Careful. I think that drop would kill me. This is what we can make. When it hurt, we can make it. Okay. Go down here. Go down here. Pull in our boat. So, we have a server on, you go to a Discord channel. We have a server, and I have a bamboo farm. And one of the things I found like really interesting, there's just these little things that Mojang has put into it. If you make a boat out of bamboo, it operates exactly the same, but it looks distinctly unique. It looks very different. The look of it is different than any other boat. It's really cool. I love those type of really subtle, thoughtful details. It's marvelous. It's absolutely marvelous. I got a resource pack. It was recommended by several viewers of the channel that I should get a resource pack called Actions and Stuff. And so I installed it on my standard survival Minecraft. And it was very interesting. There's 3 levels. And apparently the highest level is based on there was a limited edition texture pack that was released for one of their anniversaries, maybe their 10th anniversary, I'm not sure. I don't remember. But one of the anniversaries. And it's based on that. The textures are interesting. They're very, I don't want to say vibrant, but they're very colorful. They give a very distinct, unique, different look to the game. And then there's also a bunch of other things, though, too. There's some very subtle torches give off a really faint glow. When you know how torches sometimes they'll flare up a little bit. You see a little bit of the fire kind of flare up. That animation is different. And then it also gives off, just when it's happening, a very faint glow. Not quite a lens flare, but almost a lens flare. Very interesting. And then they change the icons for the UI. So like the icons for the food is not what looks like, I guess that's a turkey leg or chicken leg or something. It looks more like a what do you call those things that like it's a meat that's rolled up and stuffed in the middle and tied on both ends? I don't remember what that's called. Roulette? Something like that. It starts with an R. Anyway. It's interesting because I think that they make some subtle UI changes. The hearts are a little bit different. And those look great. I really like the way those look. And then they also change the weapons and stuff. But the thing that's really interesting to me, and then I think is really the best part of actions and stuff, is all of the animations for the mobs, hostile and otherwise, are completely different. And boy, are they really dope. Like, I mean, really, really good. Every single animal has this little sort of different, like a really distinct personality, more so than is just in the vanilla game, you know? It's really fascinating. Let's see. Sun's going down. I think I'll probably come into here, and then we'll find a place to bed down for the night. It's like the chickens, you know. The chickens have this sassy little walk. It's really delightful. And like the villagers. The villagers is amazing. The villagers are really cool. They kind of look at you and tilt their heads, and it's really neat. It's absolutely lovely. I appreciate the suggestion. The thing I don't like about it is the animation. There's the standard. Mining animation, and I've mentioned this before. I think that mining design mechanic, the mechanic of mining, is it's one of my favorite game mechanics ever. And I mean, I've been very open and vocal about this. I think it's probably, if not definitively, the best game mechanic of any game I can think of. And that's not hyperbole. I mean, I honestly mean that. It's one of those situations where the first 5 minutes of me playing, when you first punch a tree, the very first tree I punched, and then you get to, and that's okay, that's not as satisfying. But then you get to, you make your wooden axe, and you start cutting that very first tree for the very first time. And I was just like, oh, this is why it's the best-selling game of all time. This mechanic is one of the most satisfying and well-thought-out design mechanics I think I've ever experienced in a game, ever. It's marvelous. Let's go this way. Just I want to kind of maybe avoid the islands and stay in the sea a little bit. Unless we see something really cool, then we'll stop. What's all that? What kind of plants are those? I guess it's just grass. Just kind of. I couldn't quite tell. I guess it's. Oh no, it's the firefly plant thing. Don't quite know what they're called, but you know what I mean. The plants that have the fireflies with them. Armadillo. Huh. Nice. Yeah, we hit the sea. I like hitting the open seas every once in a while. We make really good time. Can't believe I'm this far away from spawn. I think spawn was somewhere around 60 something. Maybe it's minus 60. And now we're 160,000. Just experiencing Minecraft. Things like this. I love checking out the open sea. Just looking around. Looks like maybe there's a little island faint off there, maybe. If you're exploring, maybe you go check that out. I want to keep heading this way though. See what we can find. I initially thought maybe we'd get to the end of the world. I don't think that's possible now without teleporting or something, because it's just so far. It's just so far. I wonder if anybody's done that. Like just not teleporting, not cheating, and nothing like that. Just travel to the end point of the world. I mean, somebody probably has, but I would bet there's not that many people that have, because that's a Herculean effort. That's a nice little island over there. Looking interesting. I like the way that they're coming in now with vibrant visuals. Everything looks kind of misty and cloudy when they come in. It's really nice. Delightful even. And just even. See, things like that. I now come to realize that's not man-made. I mean, man-made, quote unquote, in Minecraft. Not part of not a building, an artificial building or something. Kind of looks like something though, doesn't it? I don't think it is, but it looks like something. Okay, we're coming up to, looks like sand. Nice sandy biome. Let's head over this way just a little bit more though, because it looks a little flat over here, and we can make better time when it's flatter. I don't mind going over mountains and hills and stuff, but this is so close. I think we can just come over here and do a little bit better. Maybe, maybe not. This looks like an interesting biome. Look at the topography. How that's cool. Yeah, I like this a lot. Experiencing new things is important, you know? And sometimes experiencing new things is also can be the same as experiencing the same thing. I mean, in some ways, what I'm doing now, I've never seen this before. And, you know, to a degree, stop. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. I apologize. You got right my way. I apologize. I didn't mean to. I slugged that dolphin and I feel bad about it. But sometimes experiencing even the same thing, but it's new. Like nobody has experienced this exact forest before. They've experienced similar biomes, but nobody has experienced this exact forest before. I'm the first one to do it. I'm the first one here, the first one to do it. And that's pretty cool, you know? Oh, ouch. Okay, wait, hold on. Can we get up here? Stop it. Stop it. There, yeah, okay. There. Yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. That's Death Trap. We'll just go run it. If I can. Guess we'll go run it this way. Looks like this might be a better way to go run it. A little faster, maybe. Careful. There are definitely ways I can die, and falling in that gigantic hole would be one of them. Okay, let's get going. Keep going. Okay. A fox. I think there's some animals. There's some animals I haven't really seen. I'm sure there are animals that I haven't seen. I'd love to see them. I want to see everything. See absolutely everything that Minecraft has to offer. We'll just swim. Why not? I think swimming is actually quite fast. I looked it up, and it's a pretty efficient way to travel if you're doing it quickly like this. Which is good. Come on now. Okay. Head up here. Yeah, I love, and again, there's a consistency to the way this is laid out. It's so thoughtful. It'd be so easy to say, oh, it's random, you know. And I always hear a lot of gamers talk about. They say, oh, it's random number generation. Sometimes that's the case, but and certainly it's randomized. But a lot of things, to make them engaging, are not random number generators. They're randomized, but they're a lot of really thoughtful rules are involved. Hi, oh, look at you. You're all white. Oh, my goodness. But there's a lot of thoughtful rules that go into it. It's not just a random number. It's so dismissive when people say that, oh, it's just RNG. No, I mean, sometimes, yeah, but my experience is when something's just randomized without rules, it makes for very boring gameplay. It can. Let me put it this way. It can make for very boring gameplay. It doesn't always, but it can. And so you have to set these rules up around it, you know? There's a couple of games. I play most games. I don't guarantee that I'm going to play every single game all the way through, because sometimes I lose interest or something happens. And in some cases, there's just a couple of games that I haven't played all the way through. And there's I can think a few games where, because they had randomized puzzles and there was no logic behind the randomization. And so in some cases, you end up with situations where the way that it starts out, you can't win. It's just impossible to win. And it's one of those frustrating situations where there was one time when it should have been a 5-minute puzzle and it ended up being, I don't remember what the game is. It was a good game otherwise, but this one puzzle was so deeply frustrating, and it was randomized, and it took me an hour to finish it. And that's the problem with randomization, is that can happen, right? If you're randomized without being thoughtful about it. And it was so deeply frustrating that it kind of marred the game for me. I saw that the developer had a new game out, and I was like, meh. I mean, I might check it out later, but it really marred the experience for me because it was deeply unsatisfying. Which is no good, and you know, developers learned their lessons, and maybe. And there was another game I played. This game was very early on in very early on in my channel, and might have been the first 6 months. And there was this one maze where you had to go and you had to choose left or right, and it took me half an hour until I realized that it was randomized. You couldn't. It didn't matter. Like if you had a point where you didn't just go forever. You had a point where you go and your character would die and you have to start over again. And when you started over again, the maze was randomized, and so you couldn't remember. Oh, it's left, right, left, right through. I mean, and I don't quite understand. I think it's weird when developers do that. You know, I also think it's weird when developers like will randomize say a lock, you know, like for a safe or something like that. I think that's a little weird too. Like I get, okay, you want the players to go, you want them to play these games, and you want them to figure out that you have to get these clues here and do that. And I get that, but I'm not a fan of micromanaging the way that people play games, you know. And if somebody wants to go and look up what the safe is because they're frustrated, they're stuck, whatever, then as a developer, let them do it, you know? I think it's important. And I'm not big on looking stuff up. I want to be clear. I for the most part, I don't. If I need to, like when I looked up a little bit of information about the tracer chest. You know, I try to be very, very honest about that and mention that in the videos when I look something up. But if somebody wants to look something up because they've been trying to find something, they're frustrated or whatever, as a developer, like just let them do it. You know? Don't micromanage that. I've got a game coming up I'm going to record that is from a studio. I don't think that studio's around anymore. I think it was just a 2-person studio out of Belgium. I think they broke up. I'm not sure why, but I think they broke up. They did the game Ghost in the Shore, which I thought was tremendously good. But their first game was a game called Marie's Room, and I'm gonna play that coming up. But one of the things I hesitated to play about it. It's an hour long, and there's no saves. And I get it, that's a short game, but the reason they said was no saves is they felt like you should experience this in one city. It's like, come on, you know, come on, don't micromanage that. People are going to experience how they are. So I'm pulling off and recording it because I have to find a solid hour, because an hour is going to be too long. It's going to be one of my weekday videos. So it's going to be in the, you know, somewhere in the 15-minute to half an hour mark. Maybe there'll be 3 videos. Maybe there'll be, you know, 2. I'm not sure. But fortunately I played one of their other games, so I knew that what biome is this? This isn't, I don't know what biome this is. I've been in this before. I don't know what this is. But yeah, just the whole, don't micromanage. Oh, this is a swamp. Got it. Got it. Okay. Uh-oh. Swamps are interesting, I think. There we go. Oh, that was a smallish swamp, maybe. There. Get rid of that. Well, that was a very small swamp. Smallest swamp ever. This looks decidedly not swampy. Look at that. It'd be cool to see something like that in real life. I know you couldn't, because it's not here bamboo forest too. I know we couldn't in real life because it would. Whoa! Stop. Yeah, we'll head in here and see what's in here. Love it. Okay. Sheep. Little sheepy sheep. I should be a little careful because I'm not leaving a bed behind when I sleep. So, if I die, there's no spawn point to go back to. So I would go back to the respawn point, which would suck because I've traveled quite a bit. I'm trying to think about a technique to do that, and I may just end up leaving a bed, you know, where I go and just making a new one or taking this things with me to make a new one constantly. I'm not sure. That would things like that would require an enormous amount of wool and withing, but it's not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. NBD. It's always funny to me when you hear people say IRL, like they actually say it in real life. I always think that's funny. Reddit users have a cow over that kind of thing. I don't really care that much, but I just think it's funny that Reddit users have such strong opinions of that. I am just enjoying. So, by the way, I was going to say I'm going to start. I've really enjoyed building stuff in Minecraft. I haven't built anything in this one and in this peaceful one, but in my survival one, I'm building a amusement park petting zoo, and every animal sort of has its own ride, and I'm enjoying it immensely. And there's a lot of people have been told me that they think that my builds look really nice, and I that's so kind of them. I'm such a noob. I've only been playing this a few months, and I think that's so kind of people to say that. But I thought it would be really fun. I'm going to start a series of just creative Minecraft. I've never played it before. I think I want to experience it. And I thought I'd just build some stuff. And I have some really large major projects I'd like to build. But I want to start with something a little bit simpler and a little closer to home. And so I thought what I'd do is start with the home that I grew up in. So from the time I was born until the time I graduated from high school and left for college, I lived in the same house. And it was a small home. I think it was 12 for a small home for the U.S. I think it was a little, holy crap, a little over 1,000 square feet, maybe 1,200 square feet. It was 3 bedrooms. It was a small bungalow. It's sadly not there anymore. It was torn down and a horrible monstrosity was put up in its place. But I'd really like to, I'm a horrible monstrosity. I mean, oh, geez, that was close. I don't like that either. I feel like that's going to dump me. I don't want to do that. So we're going to try to find another way around here. Maybe we can go this way and over. Yeah, we'll backtrack a little bit and then cut over. That's the way to go. But I thought I'd do that. So the home I grew up in, I think it'd be an interesting start to build. And then I want to do some more. I want to do some more interesting stuff. I wouldn't mind taking a look at real life buildings and trying to build some of those. I think that would be pretty cool. I'm really, really curious about all the different building supplies there are. There's so many. I've only experienced a tiny, tiny fraction of and like in survival mode, what I'm doing almost all my building really. I've only experienced a very, very tiny fraction of the building materials possible. Even with this, I've experienced a tiny bit. You know, it's interesting. There's a village near my home, in my base, in my survival world, that has some terracotta, and I don't see any badlands around me. So I'm wondering. I'm sure that means there's got to be one. Whoa, okay. How are we doing this? Go this way. I'm sure that there's got to be one relatively nearby because the game is thoughtful that way. I just thought it was interesting. That's the death trap. We'll go a little bit this way. We're just going to kind of skirt around the death traps if we can. Just like real life. No point in taking unnecessary risks. No point in taking unnecessary risks. That's nice. Look at that. What's that over there? See that blue thing? Maybe it's the sky on the other side? I'm not sure. Not sure. That's okay. Keep going. Looking at it, and a distinct biome change here as it goes from the sort of scrubby dried grass to more green lush grass with flowers. Nice. when I was traveling full time. I mentioned this before. I traveled full time for years. And is that a bastion? That's something. That's a man-made structure. Oh no, it's a village. Wow, that's a big one. Holy crap! That's a very big village. How are we gonna get over there? I guess we just walk there. Yeah, there's some good sized buildings there. Love that thing on the top of the mountain. We'll have to go check that out. Have to go check that out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to figure out some way to leave a bed behind or something like that and just make new beds as I go. Something, I'm not sure. I mean, that's probably the way to do it, right? Maybe not sleep every night, or I don't know. Not sure. Okay, there's some pens here, but there's no animals in the pens. Interesting. A little bungalow, little hut here for them to. You have a little table. I guess we go up here. Check these out. Yeah, there's a golem. I wonder why that one village didn't have one. Maybe the golem was on a break or something. Not sure. Excuse me. Not sure. There's a structure down here. Can I get down here easily? Maybe. Maybe I can. Oh yeah, we got this. Hello, how's it going? There's no door. Oh yes, there is, but that's curious. That's very curious. Very curious indeed. I wonder why the door was open. There's stuff up on the top of the mountain too. Can we get up there? It's gonna be nighttime, but I think we can probably get up there from here. Yeah, we can get up there from here. Sometimes it seems like some of the hills that these villages are built on are like the parts of the village are inaccessible from other parts. Seems like it. I could be wrong, but it seems like it sometimes. This is actually a bigger place, huh? Somebody's fancy. Okay, I guess we can get over here from here. They almost, I feel like these villages are so many times built near, what's in here? Oh, they're sleeping. I don't want to bug them. Can I get up here? Looks like I can. There. Is this... I don't think this is a home. This is a workplace. Yeah, this is a brew thing. My guess would be... This is a home. Yeah, we'll go to bed. Why not? I'm not proud. I'll steal somebody's bed. Speaking of, maybe I'll take this bed. Actually, hold on. Nope. I know what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to... We don't need this up here. I'm going to put this down here. We're going to put this back down here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at the fog. That's cool. Yeah, this is the direction we need to go, so. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll set that there. We'll just leave it there. That's cool. I really like the way it looks all foggy in the distance. It's really neat. Oof. It's going to traverse this mountaintop here. If we can. Wow. It's amazing. I kind of feel like maybe I don't know. I go down a little bit. I don't want to go down too much. I'm going to have to just go back up immediately. So, you know. Yeah, see, we're definitely, we're traversing mountaintops here, so we have to be a little thoughtful about this. Whoa, almost, that was a big drop. Very big drop. okay. Yeah, that's all right. We're doing okay. We're doing all right. Oh, wow. Then sudden change. Suddenly. Okay, hold on. Heck yeah. We'll get some iron over here. We're opportunists. Why not? A little more iron here. Is that diamond? That's emerald. I don't know if I can take it with this. Yeah, I can't. What? No, I can't. Huh. I don't think I've seen emerald that wasn't in a villager. What is this white stuff? What's that? Calcite. I don't think I've seen that either. This is a brand new biome for me. That's really cool. I think we'll go ahead and set a respawn point. Call it into this video. Thank you so much for coming along with me in super chill, relaxing, peaceful Minecraft. I should apologize for starting off being I was a little irritated with the treasure, but I did find it. I'm pleased that I found it. There's got to be an easier way, but I did find it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you next time for more Minecraft. See you next time.